When it comes to getting along with others at work, sometimes we just click and sometimes we completely collide. But did you know that your strengths might be shaping how you feel about your relationships? Let's see what the science suggests. Hi there, Michelle here from McQuaid TV. We're helping you find ways to move from functioning to flourishing by putting the latest science to the real-world test. Now, researchers suggest that other people are our best guarantee of lowering our levels of stress and improving our focus, engagement and well-being at work. And this is because each time we genuinely connect with someone, the pleasure-inducing hormone oxytocin is released into our bloodstream, which has been found to help lower our cortisol levels, our stress hormone, and improve our concentration. It also helps to improve our vagal tone, that very subtle arrhythmia that occurs with each breath we take, which calms down our naturally high human heart rate and regulates glucose and cardiovascular health and our emotions. But let's be honest. Sometimes getting along with people at work is easier said than done. So how might our strengths, those things we're good at and actually enjoy doing, make this a little easier? Well, drum roll please. The truth is, when it comes to nurturing positive relationships at work, our strengths, and particularly our character strengths which align to the values that we hold, may make it easier and harder depending on how we apply them. For example, researchers have found that developing the strengths of teamwork, leadership, fairness and kindness are associated with having better relationships at work. They help you to be loyal to the group, encourage others to get things done, give people a fair chance and make it more likely that you'll help people out. That said, as an introvert who spent most of my career high on the head strengths like curiosity and creativity, and lacking in the people-focused strengths like kindness and teamwork, I did find that simply drawing on my top strengths, like getting curious about what people enjoyed in their work, helped to make my relationships more engaging and energizing. Over time, however, I have intentionally chosen to invest more energy into strengths like kindness to help me balance out and to improve my relationships. Now, other researchers caution that our strengths can come with a social cost. Because they're so closely aligned with our values, it's possible that others won't appreciate our strengths in the same way that we do. For example, a person high in humility may be viewed by some as a humble team player or criticised by others for their lack of confidence. I remember working with a team member whose number one strength was honesty, and whenever she encountered colleagues who were maybe not as direct in their communications as she valued, she walked away believing that they were hiding something or lying. Now, in some cases this may have been true, but as we experimented, she did find that when honesty was a lesser strength for other people, it didn't always mean that they were liars, only that perhaps they weren't as forthright and blunt as she liked to be. So you can imagine how that insight made it easier to trust others and improved her relationships. Finally, some practitioners, myself included, believe that our strengths can collide at times with others. It can be frustrating when others don't share our strengths and downright annoying when the strengths they value clash with our own. I once found myself working on a project with a boss who was a complete stick in the mud, and it seemed her favourite word was no whenever I used my strength of creativity to put forward a new idea. Now, in a desperate attempt to improve the relationship, I started looking for her strengths and realised that she had to be high in prudence, which values making plans and sticking to them. So each time I used my strength of creativity to suggest new ways of improving our approach, it clashed with her strength of prudence, which was trying to keep the plan on track. Now, this insight helped me to build a bridge of empathy and respect that enabled me to talk with her about how we might each better play to our strengths on this project. Now, we didn't suddenly become best friends, but it did take the personal animosity and frustration out of our relationship as we found better ways to work together. So what can you do practically when it comes to improving your strengths so that you've got better relationships at work? Well, firstly, it helps to be aware what your strengths are and to develop them each day in ways that improve your relationships. You may wish to intentionally cultivate strengths like teamwork, leadership, fairness and kindness, or simply find ways to use your top strengths to get more people focused. Secondly, it's important to be mindful that just because you value your top strengths, it doesn't mean that everybody else will. So be aware of how your strengths may bias your conclusions about others' behaviour, and that their bias for particular strengths may mean that they don't value your strengths in the same way that you do, especially when you're overplaying them. Remember, part of successfully developing your strengths is discovering how to use the right strength in the right amount, at the right time, and for the right outcomes. Finally, in your most challenging relationships, you may find it helps to start looking for the strengths in others. When are they engaged and energised and enjoying what they're doing? Which strengths can you see them using? And might these strengths be clashing with your own? And could this help you have a conversation, or to quietly find ways that mean that you can respect and value what they do best each day and remove some of the personal animosity from your interactions? Want to try using your strengths to improve your relationships right now? Then share this video with your family and friends, especially those whose strengths might be colliding with someone at work. And if you'd like more playful and practical ideas from the latest science in human flourishing, then be sure to subscribe, or stop by michellmcquaid.com, leave your name and email address so you can hear all our news first. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching Shell McQuaid TV. Remember, you are good enough, so don't be afraid to let your strength shine. Until next time, take care. But Rach, what about if when we're filming the blogs, we have some dancing dogs in the background, kind of brighten things up a bit, keep it interesting?
No.
But Rach, what if when we're filming the blogs, we try it in some different languages sometimes? You know, we've got lots of people all over the world watching them now.
No.
But Rach, what about when we film the blogs, if we change the sets out, you know, each time, so it'll look different every time somebody visits, and that way it'll keep it novel and interesting?
No.
Rach, are you overplaying your strength of prudence?
Yes.